From BP3 Crypto. I'm BP3TV. And how are you doing today? Welcome from northern New England here in the United States. Looking outside, that's why I see me moving around a lot. Another cloudy day. One would think that we live in England with all the weather that we've been getting like this. So I wanted to just do a little short on Veritaseum. There is a report that was released, and it's part of Reggie's company's future. Not the report, but reports in general. One of the things that they need to do over there is because they do so much financial involvement is they need to make sure they know what they're talking about. So they've developed this team of analysts that go over different existing coins and make thorough analysis of them, as well as they paw through all these different ICOs and take the ones that maybe need a second look out, or that they believe that needs a second look out, and start to go into them. They recognize that the growth that can come from an ICO all the way to maturity is phenomenal. But at the same time, they're not ignoring the companies that already exist out there. So for the first in-depth analysis, the Veritaseum team has decided to go with Populous, PPT. Now, I'm a big fan of Populous. I'll tell you a little bit about it. Maybe we should go over to their site too and see. EO Populous. So here we go. I like this a little bit better. This is bitcointalk.org. Good place for information. Great place for information. Now, this is from April 12th, 2017. So that's from just over a year ago. It talks a little bit about what they are, though, and that's what we'd like to know. Populous, the Populous platform for buying and selling invoices globally. The first and only invoice and trade finance platform on the Ethereum blockchain. ICO's over, of course, things like that. But, like applying for a business loan from the bank is not always an ideal solution for small to medium-sized enterprises, especially for some businesses that require immediate funding for sudden working capital increases, wages, and short-term investments which they have not planned for. While banks, large financial institutions, and independent invoice companies dominate asset-based lending and factoring, peer-to-peer invoice finance platforms have recently entered the industry. Similar to traditional invoice finance providers, these platforms provide solutions that allow small to medium enterprises to get the immediate funding on monies owed to them by their customers, rather than waiting for the customers to pay the invoices within a 45 to 90-day period, which usually causes a strain on the cash flow of the small to medium enterprise. Last year alone, over $3 trillion was traded through export, factoring, and invoice financing, an industry which has been growing in many sectors for the past 5 years. Excuse me. 50% of all SMEs account for the UK's total turnover, and in the UK, 46% of SMEs experience some form of cash flow problem and late payment. So what is Populous? Populous is an invoice and trade finance platform built on the Ethereum blockchain. Populous uses XBRL, smart contracts, stable peg tokens, and more to create a unique global trading environment for investors and sellers to trade invoices from all around the world. We at Populous believe we are creating the next generation invoice finance marketplace. Please read our white paper for a more technical overview. And I will include this Bitcoin Talk page right here so you can take a look about it. But there's tokens and what tokens are, and XBRL has been around for a while, but Populous took it another step and they made it automatically enter their into their system the Z-score formula. Steve Williams has done a really good job at this. Again, I will leave a link for it, but that will just give you some general background on the company. Let's go over here and take a look at what Reggie and his team is doing. So from time to time, they're going to put out these reports. I know they're working on a PayPal one that's very in-depth right now. And we just simply click right on here. And bam, it brings us to the Populous document, right? Forensic Valuation, March 26, 2018. Very, very thorough, very nice looking document. Words from the management, Veritaseum and Populous. And when I first read that, I thought it was like words from the management. Like, here we go. We're going to talk about this and we're going to talk about that. So I scrolled down to it. Maybe I could find out a little bit about what they're directly saying here. Words from management. Now, Veritaseum wrote this report. Their paragraph is quite big. And Populous did not write this report. Their paragraph is quite small. So at first glance, it's like, hey, what's going on here? But check it out. It's not a big deal. Veritaseum, our research is based on publicly available information and information each respective company is willing to share with us to formulate a forensic, fundamental, and comparative analysis designed to be disseminated to the public. In some instances, limited public information is available. And in those areas of the report, we state our views, concerns, risks associated with the aspect of the business. On March 11th, 2018, our team submitted a thorough and detailed list of 30 questions to the Populous management team. On the plan published date of this report, we relieved a short list answers from the Populous team. Due to the lack of time between the receipt of the responses and the publishing deadline of a report, we have chosen not to update the research report to reflect the minor changes where applicable. Instead, we have published the questions and answers provided by Populous in the addendum to this document. Please note that Populous responded to 22 of our 30 questions, and only those 22 questions are presented in the section B of this report. Populous, words from them. We offered the Populous management team an opportunity to provide specific words from management in this report. At this time, management declined to provide such. Not a big deal. Doesn't mean they're hiding anything or whatever. They might not have anything to say. May want to see what this report's like. Who is this guy? I know Reggie is and stuff, but yeah, whatever. Not good, not bad. But basically, this report is going to break down everything that we can find online and give us a thorough understanding of Populous, who they are, where they're going, and what they want to do. It's pretty interesting, though. I'm not going to read the whole report to you. You guys can do that on your own with the link. But it's done very well. This one is free. I mean, there's a couple things they left out at the end that are a little bit more costly for them to develop. So, it's not really going to affect us as far as seeing what the report has to offer, how it's organized. I mean, the information here is good. And by all means, educational advice only, act on it. But we are reviewing Reggie's first report, pretty much, right? And so far, so good. Well, here's an interesting thing, and the price of PPT has taken a dramatic fall since yesterday. Maybe that's because this came out, but there were, let's look at the challenges. Political instability in the United Kingdom and Europe. I talked to a couple of people about this last night, and my buddy Chip was mentioning it, and it certainly could be a concern. Political uncertainties in the UK and European countries pose some challenges to the company. The political instability in these countries is expected to damage consumer and business confidence. In addition, prevailing tension between British and European policymakers has further exacerbated the ongoing Eurozone crisis that may give rise to difficulties in implementing the company's future expansion plans in other European regions. Oh, geez, so many words. Well, sorry, Reggie. I know you were trying to do and everything, and I know you got people working for you, but yeah, does it have to be so high tech all the time? Competition. Invoice financing is a long established industry with markets filled with a wide range of substitutes such as supply chain financing, assets-based financing. On the other hand, Populous faces competition from well-established players like Market Invoice and Investly that also are operating peer-to-peer lending platforms. Complexity. The working model of the platform has not been demonstrated nor clearly articulated by management, and with little information in hand, the process seems complex and potentially off schedule. The company has announced the use of Gold LP and PXT in the trading procedure. However, the business case still remains unclear to the audience at large, or at least to us. Adoption. The use of the online blockchain-backed platforms has not been widely adopted. The adoption rate for Populous may be slower than what expected, as there is still a large section of the market that does not prefer to trust online platforms like Populous. Unavailability of XBRL data. As the company plans to expand its operations globally, it will be difficult for Populous to gather the XBRL data, as there are very few countries that publish or make available such data. Without XBRL data, Populous will not be able to deliver the quality of platform it promises to provide. Now, those were the challenges. Those are the negatives. There are strengths, and it's represented by a little picture here. Oh no, the challenge guy is falling down. Maybe I understand strength. Got to come up with a different picture of that challenge. Based on the current status, growth potential, milestones achieved, and the key challenges of the product, we have estimated the fair value of Populous tokens by using the velocity method. As per our analysis, the fair value of the Populous tokens is as followed: $14.67. Now, is that the price? It was on the 26th, or is that the price that they believe it should be? Very, very, very thorough document here. Calculation of the Z-score, management structure. I mean, it goes on and on. It's good stuff here. So this, like I said, is the first report to come out. Reggie has decided to make this report free to the public, like I said earlier, minus a few missing sections towards the end that were too proprietary. But it gives you an idea of what he's going to be doing, or what they are going to be doing. They're going to go over these different companies and do this in-depth research, and then you can purchase the reports. You can purchase the research to be applied towards exposure. Pretty cool. Don't understand everything that Reggie's got going on here with this Populous and all the angles that it can do, but a lot more than when I had started. And I'm just going to keep learning. Okay, guys, follow the link below. Read the report to get a little bit of idea on Populous, and also to get a little bit of idea on what kind of reports and how they will look, and how they'll come to us in the future if you decide to go ahead with it. We've got Cliff Eye, we've got Charts Guy, we've got going on. I mean, it all starts to add up. So do your due diligence and make your own decisions that are the best for you. All right, guys, have a great day out there, or wherever you are, and with whatever you're doing. I am, should probably do a couple push-ups for that. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, I am Bill P from BP3 Crypto on BP3TV, and I'm signing off. Ciao.